Kevin, of course, we had some corporates out with results, Shoprite being one of them. Let's quickly get a sense of what you thought of Shoprite. We'll get that update in terms of its share price movement today, but most investors relatively happy with that result.
Yeah, I think a commendable set of results. They're obviously huge competitors were in the South African markets. I would say they're the market leaders, both in terms of how they price their products and in terms of how they get it to their customers.
And Shoprite at the top of the top 40, actually up 1/4% today, given the fact that we're down over 1% on the overall bourse.
Yeah, and that's after it traded down for about 1% for most of the day, so it had a good, strong push at the end there. I think well received. We've liked Shoprite in the past. We do think they're one of the we do think they're the leading retailer in the market at the moment. At the moment, however, we think though that that's reflected in the price, and so we have a neutral weighting on them at this level.
Well, taking a look at the overall performance yesterday on the JSE, we gained almost 1%. Yes, US markets were closed yesterday. We're seeing tensions in the Middle East, and as we saw a little earlier, Dow Jones is down at this point in time. We had some negative numbers out of various retailers, but a mixed picture is what we're seeing right now, with European markets looking slightly better. Where to from here for the JSE? It seems that we just keep finding resistance levels.
Yeah, the volatility has definitely increased in the last month, and with that volatility, the market's struggling to find direction. And the reason for the increase in the volatility is because we've got divergent views and divergent things that are happening, phenomena that are taking place in the world at the moment, and so the market is struggling to digest all of these different things. Where to from here, it's very difficult to say, and it's difficult to see what further predicaments can take place in the Middle East. And it's always inherently hard to invest or trade around political events, and that's because the information flow isn't forthcoming, and normally there's someone who knows more than you about what's going on.
It's too much of a speculation play as well. Kevin, when you look at Truworths, Truworths was down significantly today, and one of the companies that did drag the overall bourse as well. That said, we have seen Truworths having a very good run. Truworths was down though 5.2% in today's session. Tell us about the play between resources and retailers.
Last year, the retailers were the standout performing sector on the JSE, and we saw significant overseas buyers coming into the market. So just to put it into context, at the beginning of the year, the foreign holdings in Massmart was about 35% of the share registry. By the end of the year, it was closer to 70 or 75%. What we're seeing now, I think, is a change in that asset allocation. And so last year the resources underperformed in the face of a strong rand, and retailers outperformed. This year, for the year to date, which is only barely a month and a half, in a slightly weaker rand environment, higher commodity prices because of quantitative easing and increasing demand, we're seeing resource stocks and commodity producers outperforming and those retailers underperforming. I thought Truworths' results were very good in the context of where they've come from. It is also within their sector, I think the leader in my perception. However, I think what you're seeing is just some foreign shareholders taking profits on the overweight positions that they've had since last year.